there should be like a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe joke for.
You can make a witch and a wardrobe somewhere in this adventure if you want to.
All right, I'll try. Do we remember what we got up to 2 moons ago at this point?
Nabushar was just getting manhandled to have the mask removed. That was where we were last at.
I think Lauren had just ripped it off Nabushar's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're just holding the head attached to the mask. Unfortunately, Nabushar, you're dead. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yes, Slash, I think we can kind of say we had a short rest. I think was also sort of the point. So I think Nabushar, you're kind of, I think maybe we start with like kind of Nabushar from Nabushar's POV, right? Of like the double vision, right? Now that the mask's off, these thoughts, ringing as you are trying to, come back to your senses and kind of wake up from this strange.
My vision keeps flashing between like these people as like serfs and peasants and stuff, and then my friends and like.
Right, like you had a purpose, and now you don't remember it. Like the thought, when you wake up from a dream, and you're like, "Oh my god, that was like crazy fucking." Wait, whoa, what did I dream? And like, you know what I mean? But there's just still like emotional, this emotional feeling is slip. Yeah, it's sublimating as the seconds tick by. We are in a small chamber, approximately maybe 20 feet diameter wide, right? Circular. You broke down the walls to the east and west, revealing passageways, but the stairwell also was a cylinder, right? It was in the cylinder door that you put the rock mask stuff in. And so there is a stairwell so you're at the very base of the stairwell. 30 feet up from you was another level, quote unquote, the second floor. You're kind of in like a sub-second floor level. If that makes any sense at all. And that's sort of where we were leaving it. Also to appraise the situation towards the left and right rooms, because we've been here for, a rest, right? There was some sort of sound of air moving, and maybe even a little bit of warmth coming from the east. The west is quiet as the grave, from where we were in this sort of golden masked room. But I'll throw it over to you all. Let me know what you want to do.
I think Kabaras is actually going to ask Nabushar, "You feeling all right now?"
I think he just like looks at you and blinks, and then looks back at his hands and give me a moment.
Yeah.
That mask is evil.
Sure was bossy. Seems possessed in some way.
We should smash it.
We might need to ask the spirit questions.
I will also point this out as a pro bono, because we have been resting here. Sorry, just to point out that there is certainly the telltale sound of the chirruping and clicking of large centipede mandibles distantly somewhere in the east.
Oh, the east. Okay.
West it is.
They sound heavily...
West.
No, I mean the actual east, like the right on the map. It's not like they're coming towards you. There's not like that sort of Doppler effect. There is that sense that the sound is kind of smothered, like it is behind a door. But unless there's another creature that has huge mandibles... I only say this because it wasn't that long ago you guys were in that room with the bells and the massive centipede, right?
Yeah.
That your brain has jumped to this conclusion, which I will just also say objectively correct conclusion, that this is what it is.
I'm gonna ask the others. I have my once per day ringing of a bell to panic everyone in the area, but because of my talent, I'm immune to panic, and everyone near me has advantage to it, to resist it. Do we want to try panicking a group of centipedes to like have them run away?
I think it's not a group of centipedes. I think it's one gargantuan centipede, from what Eric's saying.
Correct, singular.
My mistake. Okay. Without Danila, with her, I don't know, still sleeping. Probably don't want to pick a fight. West, I agree with West.
I mean, it sounds as though it's on the other side of a door, so we could, if need be. But yeah, west has no obvious indications of threat. So
Light check real quick.
It should be Malira, yeah.
Okay, sound. So we are going to be heading over to the west. Let's say we're going to scoot by 2 zones before we arrive at a round chamber. So this is a narrow, almost precision cut stone passageway. Not chiseled, but like almost like singularly squarely cut. To a round chamber that is like a chapel. We'll call this about the same size of the room that you were in as well before, so about 20 feet circular. It's a round chamber. And there is, hanging from the ceiling, in the middle, a great bell. There are several bones, decayed and littered on the floor beneath it. Some of these bones you can see, and their, tarnished robes still grip bronze bells. Furthermore, I think we can see that there are several tablets on the ground. I would say. I think that's probably
Are they
what you can see
intact?
before you come into it. Yes, they seem to be intact as you approach the room. I haven't declared that you're in the room or anything yet.
Would I recognize what this big bell is for if I recognize the other smaller ones?
Yeah. This is a long spent ritual of great power, probably above your pay grade. So
And the bell was like
yes,
the
but
central focus of some kind of large of ritual, but it's not a
yes, I think if
everyday
correct.
bell.
Oh, absolutely not. This is not a bell that the Electrum like properties that yours does, right?
This
is
isn't
a
like a church
ceremony.
bell they dragged down here.
Correct, but this is a big bell. It is clearly ceremonial in origins, and I would say like an archive test might be able to reveal like the greater detail of it in terms of the ritual, but
It's okay.
it's not like an artifact or a relic is the word I was looking for.
Are the
Yeah.
tarnished robes associated with the cult of bells?
Yes.
They're probably older, but looking at the robes, from a distance, at least for now, can I tell were they all like high station within the cult?
No. I think you can see that they are higher station than you, but less than your like bishop rank, So I guess these would be priests rather than
like priests
you're like
rather than acolytes.
Yeah, exactly. I would consider you like a layman, like a deacon like level. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay. So
Some sort of inner circle.
correct. This is definitely you're making the correct assumptions here for that. There seems to be something else on the western wall that gets your attention, because I imagine as we begin to slowly mosey in this room and kind of investigate the bell and get a lay of the floor, there is an obvious door, like it is immense. However, there is no seam or obvious mean of entry.
I'm gonna try and investigate the tablets and bell
Nice.
to try and find out what the ritual was about. If someone else wants to help me, they might have better archives than me. But my first thoughts is it might be related to the door.
my archive is rubbish, so I will be zero help.
I'm more than happy to help out, so I have 4 in archive.
Okay.
While we're doing that, Lewis, what are you going to do?
Pick up one of these tablets and see if it gives any clues as to why my purpose in life no longer feels valid.
Look for a new divine purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Try and silence all the cacophony of voices that I now hear. Again, once more.
Okay. What reveals to you in your hands is a tablet, and I want to ask you, Nabushar, what is the obvious revelation holding this that this is a warlock's puzzle box, an old way of basically a wand or like an engram for a spell?
I don't know. Maybe I've seen one before. Like maybe there was like
True. You had your mate,
one of
the dead warlock. So.
yeah. Oh, is it like the same as that cube thing, the blood cube?
No. These are tablets rather than being a cube. So
Right,
these are almost
yeah.
more like scrolls in the way that they are. So
yeah.
they do come in different shapes and sizes and forms, but there must be something about there is a connection to the spirit realm in these.
Yeah, I think it's just like a weird unease that he gets when he feels it. The last time he felt it, maybe there was like for whatever reason some a warlock came through one of the pits he was fighting in and did like a exhibition bat fight thing or something.
For sure. Though, and to push up my glasses audibly and say actually, the blood cube is what's called a spirit prism. So it holds a spirit. A puzzle box is much more like a little like Michael Bay transforming Rubik's cube that contains a warlock spell. They are mechanically different, distinct things.
Yeah, cool.
Do you need to be a warlock to use it?
Yes.
Shame we don't got any. Next death.
Yeah.
Specific.
Totally doing a warlock.
They are also warlocks are warlocks are puzzle boxes are what do you call it? Not subscribed. Prescribed by individual warlocks, encoded in their own like way, solving them, decoupling there's no way to know what's in them until you open them. They're loot boxes.
Warlocks are nerds.
Yeah, they are. You know, they just sit around playing Magic.
Vaping nerds.
Yep, vaping. Yep, dude. Yep. If you ever been to Friday Night Magic, that's just what. Sorry. Okay, I'm being mean. Okay. So that's where we're at. So there are, I would say there are 2 tablets of use here, aka 2 puzzle boxes.
All right.
I mean, I think Nabushar is not. Yeah, he's.
None of us can use them.
Use for them, so, but
we hand them over.
Yeah. So what's?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we have
they are written like what's on the tablets is written. Let's say it's like it's an encoded kind of thing. Like, oh, clearly this is some kind of, it's religiously encoded. It's part of whatever this private sect was doing, like their own kind of knowledge. So unfortunately, only more questions than answers are revealed when you pick up the tablets to understand what's going on here, right?
Are the tablets? I assume they're made of stone, but I'm checking because I think there's sometimes like metal tablets in some stories.
Did you say clay initially, Eric?
Clay tablets?
That's what I heard, and that's what I've written, but I might have misheard.
No.
Nope, not clay.
I would say they were stone. Like I don't know what's cuneiform. What did those guys write? Was that clay? Then it was clay.
Reed that they press into it.
Yeah. Sorry, so I'm going back on it again. It's clay, but yeah. The puzzle for these ones is the confusing script, right? It's like Arrival looking, circular heptapod kind of, so it's going to take a while.
Awesome. Are we good if we give them both to Melira since we can't use them?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do they take up 1 slot each, or
1 slot each? Yes.
1 slot each. Okay.
They take up 1 slot each. Each of the bells in the hands would also take a slot. You think that returning these to the church would probably be of some ink value, right? But again, that requires going to like Koran or a town with an actual church, not just a guy trying to keep things alive in lamb's blood.
Mm-hmm.
So Kabaras and I are working our way around the big bell, and calling out features to each other as we're doing this archive check.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, success. Okay. So there is a prayer, which I guess it's probably Hanno who decodes it.
Yeah.
So yes, I think there is still much mysteries and uncertainties of what this room was. However, I think through your prayers and description of these bells, I think you know enough of a ritual that can effectively consecrate this large bell enough that it could, if told using that ritual, it could become like that the bell, that special bell that's in Kabaras' hands, right? So I think you're able to unlock that. Okay, it can, with great effort, be a
Have the same effect as an Electrum bell.
correct.
Just out of curiosity,
does that help or not? I don't know. Which means it wards spirits, right? So that's
Yeah.
You were saying something.
When we're talking about this big bell, are we talking big as in sort of like a handbell? If I were say a giant.
No, church bell. Bigger than a handbell for a giant. I mean, I suppose. Yes. It
like
is
a half a giant big.
It's pretty damn big.
Yeah.
Liberty Bell sized, if that helps. Probably doesn't help. But
Yeah.
church bell size, yeah. So yeah,
Like
very
big,
much church
like
bell.
cathedral bell sized.
Yeah, church bell. Like, yeah, a lot. I don't know, maybe something like 150 kilograms. Something like that. Like, it's pretty big.
So in that scene from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Disney cartoon, when the cathedral catches on fire and the bell starts to melt, Quasimodo would be buried alive, right?
Not buried alive, no, but he wouldn't be able to carry one by himself.
Gotcha.
So smaller than that. Great question though. Smaller than that, bigger than a giant handbell. With the archive roll to help you also get some inference, your best bet is that these people died probably 50 or so odd years ago.
So I think right now my first inclination is loot the place, go back and get a bunch of money. Feels mercenary, but it is. We have a few things we might want to do in the other towns, or we're starting to at least. How's everyone else feeling about that? Do we want to stay in here and keep exploring first? We have another floor above us we could do.
Certainly, I think Nabushar is like amenable to like he's just had a really bad acid trip and he kind of needs to touch grass for a minute. But as a player, I'm aware the Rock is really pissed, or Rocks plural are really pissed off with us.
Oh, right. I thought we avoided that, but I could be wrong. I didn't know I thought we were going to, but didn't.
No, it was
No, we did.
when we rang the bell.
Right.
We were on site with them now.
You are on site with them. I don't think there's any way for you to know whether or not you're good yet, right?
Yeah.
No.
Considering that was, I think, if I'm being generous, like an hour ago, you're probably on site still.
Yeah.
Like, what's the statute of limitations with like pissing off a gargantuan bird?
I don't want to sleep in this tomb. I think like we can fast forward and skip a few hours or something or whatever, but I want to get out of here today rather than wait for some Gribbly to come out of the walls.
We were the difficult thing is that we kind of got to this point as we were like, well, what are we going to do with just the last few hours of adventuring? We were already kind of, just figuring out what to do, if I recall correctly. What time is it? IRL, Eric? Oh, not IRL.
Right. I have 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
on
So,
Tuesday.
And it's a half-hour walk, or is it longer back?
No, it's a 2-hour walk back.
2-hour walk.
And nightfall,
8.
aka lion time, is 8.
So we have 2 hours maximum to explore. We can probably do an hour.
Well, we have 2 hours maximum for the rock to like cool its jets. If it's still hyper pissed at us within 2 hours, then, well, I mean, I suppose we could go to a closer location. I don't know if there's. Let me look at the map.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere closer than Lamb's Blood? What was the mines we were at were closer, right? We're a little bit closer.
So from Tellarn, there is the closest to you would be the Old Stones to the south, which is a old warlock site. There's Tel Kesh. There's another Tel. No, there's not
Lamb's
much.
Blood is definitely the closest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Considerably.
remember we went to like salt mines or something, didn't we? That's where that's where we met. That's where Nabushar met you guys. Am I imagining this?
No, one of the player backgrounds was they were working in the salt mines. I don't know if it's on the map or not.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. They were a laborer background.
Okay.
So yeah, no, you're there were no. You did not meet. You didn't all meet in the salt mines. I guess you would say. I think us as players met in the salt mines, aka the internet.
I'm sure we were on our way from Tellarn to somewhere else. We stopped somewhere else and then went back to Lamb's Blood. I'm sure there was a stop in between, but if people don't recall,
you might be recalling you left Tellarn momentarily following a stream of alkaline water.
Yeah, no, definitely not that. It was where after the near TPK.
Yeah,
I was certain we didn't go straight back to Lamb's Blood, and that we stopped somewhere for the night and then went back to Lamb's Blood the next day.
negative.
But okay, I'm
as far as I recall, but I don't know. My memory's not perfect.
Cool.
But anyway, before it's lost, I do want to just reiterate, though, in this room that we're standing in, this circular chamber with the big bell bone, yeah, there is this sort of strange door on the west, which we haven't investigated yet. But that's about it.
You said there was no like handle on it or obvious, like it's just basically there's no obvious way to open it.
No,
if I understood you right.
Correct. There is more than no obvious way to open it. Yeah, it looks otherworldly or advanced technologically than the doors you've seen before, right? It's not just like a perfectly,
like a sheet metal almost.
Yeah, like in fact, you can almost see your reflection on the metal, right? Like that sort of hyper Gaussian blurred, diffusion of your shapes on the wall. Yeah,
I'm going to run my fingers over the cracks. The shape of the door is outlined by. Yeah,
there is an outline.
I'm going to try and see if I can feel a draft or whatever.
Okay. Could you make me an agility save for me? As your hand, you touch it, and we all see as your hand touches this door a literal freezer burn right? Like your hand like hits it and you see the sort of like ice in the sky, in the air, like, or the molecules of water, turn to frost as you touch it. Ooh, okay.
And then I turn to frost.
No, and you don't take damage, but you will drop whatever's in that hand, and that hand is unusable for the time being. It is sort of like frozen numb.
I'm gonna. I have a two-handed weapon, so I'm gonna sort of try and struggle for 5 minutes to put it into a body slot across my back or something.
Yeah. Your hand is like ice cold. It has that like ringing numbness, like it's asleep. And there's a fingerprint, like your index finger gloved print, or whatever, is like on the door. Like you can see the little smudge where it touched as it's like hyper cold. There's almost like a bullet. You know what I mean? Like a bullet, where like a bullet hole would be, only rather than a hole, it's sort of like just like that frost line around it, like a circular. Like it's this thing is powerfully magically shut.
Don't touch that door. It hurts.
Is this where the lion's corpse is? Is this from where the lion ventures forth?
We shouldn't be here if that's the case.
Cool.
The only other thing I would probably point out, now that you did touch the door, like just to give you not the clue, but a clue, is that there is remnants of blood on the door. Black, like ice, like black ice. No, you don't know if it's like lamb's blood or human blood. It's not like the people in this bone, just have bone. You just have bones of robes. I don't think there's enough information to infer anything other than there was at some point in the past blood on this door.
Interesting.
Do the bones in tarnished robes?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was going to ask them if they look like they have frostbite damage, but I don't know how I'd be able to tell that. So,
if there was still flesh, maybe, but you're dealing with only bones.
Are the bones cracked as if they've frozen from the inside out?
No, I'll give you that. No. Good question, though. And I think as we analyze this door, there's an update to the other door. Even from this room, I think you can hear a thud. That centipede is having a very intense conversation with that door. And you think the door is being stubborn, right? It's holding its own, but I don't think it's going to be indomitable. I think it will be defeated by the centipede at some point in the uncertain future, is probably what you can ascertain. Not imminent, not like this turn, this round, but I would say less than 6 rounds from now is probably what you're able to ascertain as characters in the scene, right? Like you can hear the thud, like it is doing that kind of like click 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 click, like even from here. Clearly, you're resting and sound and breaking down of the walls, has like, oh, it's like it's curious, it's interested, right? Like it knows something's there and it wants to go eat it.
So I think Kabaras says to the others, we fight it, or we run upstairs, or maybe we put on the lion mask, maybe scare it off. Gotta make a choice now. And Kabaras is eyeing the stairs.
Yeah, I don't think Nabushar says anything. I think he just starts heading towards the stairs.
Okay. If Hanno comes with, then
absolutely.
I think the 3 of us, 4 of us, we grab Danila comes with us, and so does Melira.
Yeah,
we head upstairs.
Hanno, again, you need a short rest to recover use of your hand. Just so you
Nonsense.
know.
I've got Danila with me. I'm just holding her.
Okay. Of course. What was I thinking? Silly me. So we're going to the stairs. Are we going up that 30 feet to kind of get an idea of what's on the next level, or are we going up to the top floor?
I would vote 30 feet, stay at 30 feet, and, make sure that Centipede doesn't follow us up, because if it does, we might be boxed in with whatever else is up on this floor. And if it doesn't follow us up, then yeah, we explore. That's my vote.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So for mapping purposes, you might be able to keep this on the same layer if you're kind of fancy, and just have a way to denote that the masked skull area is the lower level, or I don't know, whatever humps your camel. We are looking at a north and south split here at this mezzanine level, or new level. I'm not sure how I'm just trying to denote it from the level that we're on. So to the north, there is a 2-zone room of great columns flanking the entrance. The first 2 columns you can clearly see, maybe the next 2 you can see a little bit less, and then the third and subsequent columns are more and more opaque, but they all kind of have the same picture. So you probably infer that the rest of the columns have the same thing, but they are mosaics on these columns of skeletal priests clutching golden bells. The golden bells reflect gold, inlay back at you. Let's see, maybe vaguely smells of death that way, like tomb stuff. And to your south, there are stairs going up maybe 20 feet or so, terminating to a stone. Yeah, it's a separate set of stairs going upwards towards a giant stone door. Right, so rather than spiraling up to a new level or whatever, these are just a grand stairwell going to.
Yeah. The door. Yeah, the stairs and the door are in the same room, basically. Is this a rectangular room then?
Yeah. The northern facing room is a rectangular room, double the size of the masked skull room, right? So I guess approximately 40 feet across, or like one zone rather than like half a zone, if that makes any sense at all. You can't see the end. Like, I haven't described what's on the back side of that because your shadows and stuff can't, but there is something to the northern side, your light that's getting inferred that your light cannot see. But to the south, though, there is a stone door. It is unlike that freezing door. This door has your like, what do you call it? Pull openable doors. However, there is also a very fine inlay on these doors. A lot of bells and filigree like designs on them. These are great doors, indicating a holy space.
I guess that stairwell must come up underneath the roc's nest.
I think I'm going to go up to the closest pillar and examine it.
Right.
You said there was a mosaic containing a skeletal priest. Are they somehow interred in the pillars?
No, it is a mosaic.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because you're inferring though, like the mosaic at they're not in the column. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like the mosaics in the tombs from the first level. I see what you're asking it like that. I don't think you know.
Okay.
I think probably doubtful is probably the right answer here.
Yeah, it's not sure. I don't think in character I'd know. I would presume it would be hard for the pillars to hold anything up if they were like that.
The bells are real though in the not a mosaic. It's like half a bell, like it's almost like sticking out of the mosaic.
Well, I saw what happened to someone's hand as
they are gold,
door, and this isn't the same. These ones are gold. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm still gonna reach out and touch the bell to see if it is just like something like, can it be taken out of the mosaic, or
You touch it, it feels like a real bell.
is it stuck in there, or can it be
Yeah.
removed?
No, it's stuck in the mosaic. It is removable, but it would break the mosaic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the gold itself is not valuable in this world.
No.
Right.
This could be given. These bells would have value to the church, right? But also, the church would probably want to know where you got them, right? So there might be that questionable bit of a problem. But there might be a what do you call it? A black market, or maybe a gray market to holy bells in other parts of the Valley of the King. There are plenty of warlocks and things who do not care where magic and power comes from, but just for power itself, right?
Yeah. I think I'm happy to leave them alone for now. But again,
sure.
if we need money suddenly, then we can come back here and start looting.
Makes sense to me. All right, can we mark a usage of our light, please?
Yes. Done. We still have one usage left.
So are we going to continue to fill out and explore this mosaic columned room to the north? Like, should I give you the description of the back side, or the farther side away from you all, or are we going to go to this turn tail and go to the south and look at that other large door? What would you like?
I'd like to spend a short moment resting and massaging feeling back into my hand. So if you two want to go up things,
we could split up. As dangerous as it might be, we could go north and south. Neither of them seem too far away from each other.
That would be tough to do with only one light source.
Oh, yep. Never mind.
Can we not just store the dentist?
It makes sense in world, but given that Eric needs to describe them both anyway.
Yeah.
We might as well do one then t'other.
Let's go up to the door then. That is most likely to be a dead end. So let's go there first. The door up the stairs.
Okay. The door up the stairs looks to be recently forced open. Like maybe there was some sort of chain, or like there's there's a remnant of some kind of link or something like that on the ground here. Cut without ceremony. And has been sort of like pried open and then shut again. As you get close to the door, I think you could probably smell the incense beyond this door. There's probably also the great. There's a change in like the reverb sound behind the door. Like it's a big hall behind this door, right? Like that kind of echoey kind of air moving. It's a great room. Beyond that door to the south. Is that sufficient? And are we going to go north, or are we going to take a look inside this room? The centipede continues to request entry below.
I'd say let's go into the door if it feels like we can go through it. Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, what is the marching order I have here is Nabushar, then I had Danila / Melira, then I had Kabaras / Hanno. Is that roughly the order?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So Nabushar, you crack the door. Let's just say barely even like a couple inches or something. When there is red firelight and clouds of smoky incense like assail your senses for a minute. This place is lit. Maybe, which is a kind of a shock. So there's sort of that sort of red glow coming through that narrow slit of the door. Probably pause for a second, but you continue. The door finishes opening, replete, revealing high ceilings, 50 feet high, and these clouds of this incense. You are in a very ostensibly holy place. The smoke sort of obscures part of this room, but this is also a square. Should I call it a square chamber? I don't know. Maybe I should just kind of draw it for you because it's a little bit cheeky. So I will just do a quick sketch for you, and then you can kind of like a cross E kind of room. You know, you're coming in from the north here of the room. Does that make sense at all? Feel free to transcribe that in the style of the times. Okay. Oh, there. Okay. What you can immediately see as well is there is three other doors, 4 doors total, 2 close to you and 1 to the far side of this room. And there's a lot more to describe that I'm about to get to here. Okay, so for starters, there are 2 great wooden pillars that rise towards the ceiling. These are on either side of this, the door that you're entering, right? So you have to pry these doors open. They open away from you, right? And then like on the insides here are these great wooden pillars. There are bands of gold in the pillars. Continuing down, there are titanic wall paintings, 30, like at least 30 feet tall, almost going to the ceiling, right? That are on the different walls here. There are 4 in total. And then there are, last but not least, 8 massive flickering braziers hung from spars 20 feet up that smolder with a sourceless, ruddy fire. I would describe this chamber to both Kabaras and Hanno as consecrated.
Remind me what the description was for the door leading into this room that we stepped through. I heard
Yeah.
there was a chain.
Filigree and bells. Yes.
Okay.
There are no bells in this room. However, I think you can illustrate what's going on in this room based on the titanic wall paintings that you can still see. Now, they are not perfect, right? They have been broken with time, as almost all things are. However, so on the northeastern wall, there are what could only be described as giants that are driving serpents and insect people, creatures beneath the earth. These giants have skin of bronze, and their hands have that Iron Man hand sticking out, shooting fire. Right? Their hands that are shooting fire, literally, when I say Iron Man, I mean literally like in the palm of their hands are these like red agate, gems that are shooting this fire. This fire is driving these insects and snakes into the underworld. Continuing on the northwest wall, so across from it, we see there are men who wear golden masks and heft great spears offer homage to these bronze-skinned Iron Man giants. There are a chorus of warriors, eyes wide, who are being stripped by lions and vultures beneath these golden masked leaders whose blood is mixing into the earth beneath them. The leader on top of a massive like carnal pile of people, and the animals are coming up below. Something similar to that effect, but obviously like very standard Terracotta lore. To the southeast, continuing on, this one has rock and lion headed men. So like not both, not like two-headed people, but some rock-headed men and some lion-headed men slaughtering the giants, whose blood runs silver and black. The giants do not Iron Man retaliate. They are driven. And then lastly, to the south west of this room, the giants are laid in the earth. They are given repose. And you can see their bones in the earth turn to iron and bronze. And then in the middle of that mural, that same golden masked figure, the one of the king on top of the northwest side, that same golden masked figure holds in their hands a model of a terraced city in its palm. You've never seen this city before, but it does have the architectural styles of, Quran and other. You think you've also, like, when I think of terraced cities, I would also point out that, like, Yin is supposed to be like a terraced city. Maybe that's Yin. You don't know. Maybe that this is actually like Titanport. Like you don't. Similarly, has when I say terrace city, right? Like, we know what we're talking about, right? When we say terrace city, like think of like ziggurat, like looking, steps going to different levels, like a giant palace with multiple different floors, mezzanines, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Gardens of Babylon style.
Yeah, exactly. Gardens of Babylon. Yeah, you got it. Exactly.
I'm reminded of the Morrowind, where this central city had several.
Yeah, honestly,
pyramids.
Morrowind's kind of a big touchstone for me in this game, a little bit. It's for sure. Okay. Well, so those are the wall paintings. Oh, the doors. I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry. So on the north, there's that stone door, right? That I described. It's the one that you came in through. There are two doors, east and west, also stone with bell filigree, but the one to the south is different. It is a massive bronze door, and it is held with a great stone bar. So it's like barred on your side. You know what I mean? It can be removed.
Side.
Yeah, it could be removed. Yeah. However, the stone bar would be like giant size, This would require, to use OSE parlance, this would require a total strength, like, scores of everybody of at least 50 to lift. Like, massive. You're better off going back to that circular room, centipede notwithstanding, and grabbing that bell than trying to lift this stone bar with what you have, right? It is imposing.
Break it, but that's probably more dangerous depending on what's on the other side.
True.
Interesting. Kabaras is going to take a look around and go up close and sort of appraise, not for value, but sort of look closely at each of the depictions here.
Yeah.
On each of the corners.
The depictions, like how the giants the giants driving the serpents and insect men into the earth. Their rays are, again, they're set from their hands with gems. The men, the 40k like mask man on top of the pile of people who are like warriors around defending them, and then the people below them getting eaten by vultures and lions and stuff like that. All those masks are solid plates of Electrum. The higher, like at the near the high up part, right? But you can see that the warriors' eyes at this point have been they used to be gem faceted but have been stripped. Like the eyes have already been taken out of their sockets there. The blood in the southeastern one that's flowing from the rock-headed and lion men slaughtering the giants, like the blood of the giants, runs with silver inlaid into the walls here. That has not been taken. Furthermore, the lion and rock-headed people have Electrum filigree attached to like to the designs of their heads. So also, there's sentimental, there's material worth in these ancient customs that used to value these sort of rare metals. The golden masked figure holding the model of the terrace city. That is also a actual golden mask.
I look at the others.
It is the
Do we want to try putting this one on?
It's like a wearable golden mask, or like the mask is a picture of a mask is depicted with real gold.
It's a picture of the mask that you have in your hand, or in your backpack. It is the same style.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot. I should point that out as well. So similarly, it is the same golden masks of the head of the king of the men offering homage to the giants. That and peace there. That golden mask is also the same style.
Cool.
And I think analyzing this stuff, I think probably Hanno, your hand comes back to use.
Is there any indication of, is there like dust on the ground, and if so, is there footprints through it? Like you said, this door had been forced recently.
Yes. You can see that whoever has been in here did not go through the door to your south or try the other doors. It looks like they maybe came in here, rested, and left. And when I say this, I think they're the signs of the rest site that you're in here, maybe less than a week old. So that could indicate a recent adventuring party, tomb robbing group that has been down here of that time.
What was the timeline on the increase in lion activity?
It's been steadily increasing for, like, it's been hyperbolically increasing for like months, right? So the last couple of weeks have been this. No,
this group has necessarily like triggered something specific.
No, but again, we haven't played in a couple of weeks, and it only hasn't come up since the very first session. But there are a few like raison d'etres about finding people here in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Not saying this is related, but I'm saying that this is the first sign you've seen of someone who isn't dead, or possibly not dead down here, indicating you're not alone, or the first people to have descended down these stairs.
But then they must have if they didn't go through any of the other doors, they must have gone out through the way we came in, which means
there is another direction you haven't looked at yet.
There is, and we were going to rest here, I believe, to deal with the hand. Is that true?
Yeah, hand is dealt with. While you all were analyzing and scrutinizing the room here, I assume this was just kind of the rest scene, right?
Okay. I have a theory, and I might even discuss this with the others while we are going to the other direction, if we're all in agreement. But my theory, we already needed the blood of an animal, and the mask worked to substitute the blood of an animal to get through that door. We've already seen another door that has a splash of blood on it, and we have another mask that is not of an animal. We might need the blood of, whoever's wearing the king. Yeah, the king's blood, which might be a bit harder to get, or harder to convince whoever's wearing the mask to spill in order to open that door.
I mean, as an aside, I was just hamming it up. I wasn't receiving any secret instructions from Eric to be like, "Oh, you need to be." There was no indication that I couldn't choose to do what I wanted to, but I didn't yet.
Okay.
But sorry, it is established canon. It is the must possess the people now.
Yeah.
Since wearing the masks of the lion and the rock appears to change your blood to a lion or a rock, could we not put the human mask on a chicken or something and then splash that blood about?
Yeah. Very tempting.
But then we'll all see it as a human, presumably. If the animals all see us as animals, would we see the chicken as a human if we put a human mask on it?
That's my guy. All right.
Well,
what a fun character concept. That'd be a fun D&D character. I'm a cat who got stuck in a mask. Yeah, I'm a cat who literally got stuck in a mask, and now I'm recognized as a human. I literally can't stop. All right. Anyways,
while we're discussing this, I think, do we want to head to the other direction and see if we can find a maybe survivor? Or
Still a
With
little
no
bit worried about that centipede, but yes, let's do it.
with no objections, then I agree on the centipede. That's what we do.
Okay. Well, I have you didn't ask the GM for an objection, and the GM has one. Speaking of the centipede has now broken through the door. You
Centipede has an objection.
You hear the roar. Yeah, somebody you forgot to ask. The centipede hisses from below and scurries about. Obviously, you can't see down. I guess you could like kind of see down from your way, but at least a little bit from the stairs. But you don't know. You don't know if it's coming towards you or not.
I mean, how broad is this spiral staircase? Like,
I mean, it's single file person, so it's not very broad. But you know, this thing doesn't walk on the ground.
Yeah, lots of.
This is horse size
centipede up it.
You know,
so,
like you remember the one that was on the back wall of the behind the statue? Like it's like one of those lads. It's like it's one of those big chonguses.
How much of a hard time would it have squeezing up the stairwell is the question I'm asking.
Very good question. It would have no problem whatsoever if it wanted to. Again, it can just go on the wall. Like it doesn't have to take this
high.
Yeah, it can just.
Yeah, but unless I'm picturing it wrong, this is like an enclosed, like the stairwell winding up a castle turret.
Yeah, no, a castle turret. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but again, it can just. They're horse size, but they're flat. Like they're long and flat. They can just walk sideways and on the wall.
Right. Okay, I get what you're. And yeah,
in my head, horse length. Maybe.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I understand. Yeah, but yeah. I think you would know that they wouldn't have an issue. Remember, you saw one of those big ones that was friendly for so long.
So. However, they would have presumably a maneuverability issue if we were to bottleneck it and.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like you stick enough sharp things in its direction in a stairwell, and it really can't get past them, right?
Absolutely. I think that's very reasonable and achievable.
So this may, if we think this thing is coming for us, this may be.
I would say you don't even the trained warriors of you, Nabushar. I don't as a pit fighting vagabond. You're anticipating this enemy that you can't see. You don't know if it's coming to you. You just hear it scampering below, right, with some kind of speed. So you have this turn effectively to set up if you wanted to you have you have a full round of whatever to prep before. That's what I'm trying to say.
Cool.
You have time is what I was trying to interrupt you with.
What I'm thinking is. So we can get a 2-on-1 situation where it basically trapped. At least a 2-on-1. So if this is a spiral staircase, right?
Mm-hmm.
There can't be 2 exits on the same landing because the logistics of the spiral wouldn't really work.
Yeah, there's only a one person wide.
So I take it this level with the column mosaic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is like a level or a half rotation of stairs down from this stairwell leading up to the church room.
Yeah. I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, there's like a half step.
So if someone were upstairs from the thing and someone were in here, we could get 2-on-1. If we want to fight this thing, that's probably our best management of space, but I still don't think fighting this thing is a great idea.
We probably have to eventually, which is why I'd rather wait until we have Danila back in action.
Yeah, it's just a question of whether we get a choice in the matter.
So
if it's coming for us, then it's coming for us, and we're gonna have to fight it, and that would be the best place. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I would reiterate the information that you have is you don't know if it's coming to you or not. All you know is that you heard it through the door and it has not stopped. But you have enough time.
A weapon and wait. and don't move in case it
Yeah.
hears us moving around up above.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I suppose at least maybe get like a raid.
Yeah, you set up.
So like one immediately in front, one to either side of the exit from the stairwell, and then we can like poke
Yeah,
its
it's
head.
like probably Hanno and Nabushar. You're like flanking the main entrance, right? You're gonna be kind of the front with Kabaras and Milira behind one of you, respectively.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. A tense turn passes, and there's no sign of the centipede coming up the stairs.
Cool. Is there any sign of its noise diminishing, going further away?
The sound is diminished. Yes, it's heading towards you can tell it's going towards the west, like your west, like, back to that bell room,
Like it got louder and then started going
Yeah,
quieter,
exactly. Yeah, thank you.
Without any indication, it turned around and headed back with the way it came.
Yeah. So no, it's clearly like investigating that far bell room, or like going towards that way rather than going up the stairs to you.
Not
right?
the way
Like,
it came. It went to
the opposite direction. Yeah. So it came from the east.
The way we went.
It came into the skull room, and that's when you're like ready up the stairs, ready to like fight this thing, right? But instead, you hear it skittering off, further away. Doppler effecty down the stairs towards that bell room that you investigated, with the frozen door thing, right?
Yeah.
So, I think we can say the hairs on the back of your necks as fighters that this thing is not giving you any chase or anything. It's still down there, right? And that can change if it sees you again. But you think that it's not directly pursuing you anymore at this point.
Dope.
So this would be a good time to investigate this room, or go up the stairs, or something else, or ambush it. I don't know. I'm not your dad.
Do we want to try these flanking doors, or do you want to try the column room? Or
flanking doors is fine with me.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure. East or west?
Locked, sealed.
Nope.
East. Let's go east.
The door gives way. It's a stone filigree door. They are not like chained or anything like that, like the entrance to this room was. You can see that there is a 10-foot wide corridor extending, let's say, 2 zones to another set of these doors, like identical doors in the ones you came in through. So 2 zones over to the east to another set of doors. There is nothing indicating what's behind those doors, like smells or blood or nothing like that. It seems like to be sort of like a rather innocuous stone corridor.
Keep going down it, or check behind the other one first?
Let's continue.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Roll.
Okay. Continuing on, you open that set of stone doors on the far side of this corridor, and you see there is a round chamber. This round chamber is probably twice the size of the bell room, for purposes of scale. In the center of the circular room is a 20-foot terracotta statue of a soldier leaning on a massive spear. The spear and terracotta is rough and pink. It is leaning to the side. The floor tiles towards this statue slope down to it. At the base of the statue, water's pooling. Across this chamber is another door.
Can I try and tell what material you said the spear and terracotta were pink?
Yeah. I mean, terracotta is the material. I know it's a color, but it's also a material.
You're right. Yeah, that's true.
I think I will give this to you for free, that this is not a typical statue or anything like that. This is this is again going back to your divine your training in the your Masters of Divinity. This is some sort of guardian like creature.
Reminiscent of the ones upstairs that came to life and smashed poor.
No, those are human-sized stone, like amorphous stone pommel things. No, this thing is again terracotta, giant-sized.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know.
I'm going to put on the lion mask.
Sorry, there is one additional thing about the statue that I should point out. There is a spike driven through its chest. The fractured terracotta from the spike reveals there is iron hardness beneath the statue.
I think that's an actual giant. The murals showed them turning to iron and bronze when they died.
Any exits to this room, Eric?
Yep, there's an exit across the chamber. I would point out that let's say there is a bit of a walkway that you can do like on the perimeter of the chamber, but then you can imagine, as described, there is a slope towards the center where the statue is in the basin, I suppose, of the
Is
room.
it giving subsidence rather than like design?
No, it's given design.
Right, okay.
Good question.
Do I see any bloodstains anywhere?
No.
Is the ceiling like matching dome shape?
Yep. Matching dome.
But not of quite the same gradient as that's dome, and this is just like slightly pooling. Or is it like fully like we're on the inside of a football?
No, it's. I would say there is a considerable amount of water at the base.
Okay.
The water is not pouring from like the inside of the statue or anything. It's like this is water that has accumulated over however long. I think
I'm going to put on the lion mask, and then I'm going to start to pick my way down the slope until I'm at the edge of the water, and I'm going to look in and try and see what's there.
Sure.
I 100% thought you said you were going to urinate on the lion mask there.
Oh, piss on rather than put on.
That's also what I heard.
Damn, Hanno, your accent is taking unnecessary flack. Okay. Yeah, so you go down, you carefully step down. This is not like an agility problem to get down, right? You get down to the base of the pool of the water. You can see in the water that while the water is dark, there is definitely not just rocks, but maybe square-shaped rocks that we have seen before with holes in the middle. Piles of them, aka ancient coins. And furthermore, I think when you kind of like look up in terms of assessing value as well, the inside of that statue where that spike is, there is this is a wound to this thing. There is leftover ash. There is some sort of like spent ink, like black slime, like sludge, so like ink that maybe is like turned or something like that, as well as the the bone, like the bone structure themselves has sort of kind of like maybe decayed a little bit, but is certainly a some sort of magical property bone. Like it's not iron either, right? It's some kind of like iron, like its structure is some kind of like weird iron bone. I think your first instinct would probably be that you don't think that this thing is alive or like its magic is real anymore, right? Like it seems like it's unpowered or destroyed based on this wound assessment.
I think as a goner, you can come on down if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I come down.
Cool. I would say as you approach Kabaras, you also can see that the you know, that this statue warrior defense thing is dead or deactivated or, you know, destroyed or whatever. You can see that your senses are also seeing that sort of ash black slime, whatever. Furthermore, you can also see in this watery pool, hundreds of those ancient coins.
Are we getting like votive offering sort of?
Yeah,
By
it is serving votive offering.
Yeah.
Did we establish that ink explodes under heat?
It can
Yeah.
explode into, if it's under too much heat, mutating gas kind of thing.
Yep, it's called warp gas. It's very bad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bad plan then.
so the statue is naturally leaning. It's not like it's not subsided.
No, it's leaning as though it was killed. While, like, you know, imagine like in its deathly repose, somehow like it hasn't taken a knee, but it's clearly like putting its the spear is doing a lot of load bearing, right? Keeping it up.
Okay.
Does that make
So it's
more
not
sense?
just making a nice. It's not making like a intimidating pose as part of it leaning on the spear.
Excuse me. Yeah, no. Good question, but no.
And this is a giant-sized spear as well.
Yeah. Its weaponry is appropriately sized to the 20-foot tall statue.
But the giant isn't appropriately sized to wield the gargantuan sword that we saw up top.
No, it would be.
Oh, okay, right. Cool. I'm going to start digging about amongst the coins, see if the coins aren't actually particularly valuable, are they? In this world,
They are not. They're
a novelty. You might get some money.
a collector. Yeah, exactly. Like there is a ratio that could be converted to ink, right? If we can find a buyer in Quran, right? But I don't think you know a lot of like tomb purveyor, you know. Plenty of people would be like, oh, like ancient coins are lucky kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah. I'm gonna dig around, see if there's anything buried under the coinage that is of a more obvious value or utility.
sure, because that helped you out the last time, right? You have good precedent. No, but there is one treasure, I suppose, and that is the treasure of knowledge. As you are rooting around here, your questions about whether the statue was leaning or if this room was naturally designed or there's the point I'm trying to point out here is that the floor down and in the water is rather maybe was more secure at one point, but you don't think two people in this water would be a good idea.
Right, okay.
Guys, you return holding, I'll just roll a couple numbers. Be fun. How many? I put in the wrong channel. Okay, 5. I'll roll in here. Okay, say 113 coins with plenty more to spare down there. I would say you've gotten less than a quarter of the coins, let's say, in the
I mean, if they're like, the in-world equivalent of copper coins, I'm probably not even going to bother taking them, but
that's probably apt. Probably like 100 to 1 ink might make sense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait. I mean, like, is it 100 coins to a slot?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Like for a slot for 1 ink is not.
No, not worth it. Literally, like spare scrap weapons might be worth more, honestly.
Yeah. Well, that's like the going. Yeah. No. Yeah, correct. Would it? But I will say, because this is a this was written for OSE. This isn't done for Electrum Archives.
Yeah.
Is that exchange rate maybe too brutal? Should it maybe be 10 to 1?
No. I'm just like my OSE brain is like, I'd be fucking laughing here, but no.
Right. Okay.
In this world where like minted specia is not specia.
Exactly. But I don't know. There's still like plenty of like weird numismatists who would love this stuff too. But
being in like a Stone Age world and just finding like loads of like reel to reel stuff. It's like this is it has some value, some time. That time is not
a 20. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's like having a Weimar Germany $10,000 note or something.
Yeah. A curio, but nothing
exactly
more.
Okay. So yeah, there is a, but anyways, this is all to say is you have the coins, but yeah, you have discovered there is a sort of like load issue of people for this water.
Anyone else got anything they want to investigate in this room, or should we move on?
Moving on suits me.
Continue east?
Yeah, there's another door, and it seems like it's probably safe to go through.
Skirt back up to the edge and work our way around the room?
Yeah, you warn your companions, and there's no roll necessary to get around this thing. The sunken area, there's enough space for you to walk around in the sunken area. Right? Okay. Yeah. So we're going to open these doors, and we're going to see, first we're going to hear as the doors begin to crack open, an ill-sounding wind, which is probably ominous and foreboding. The doors continue to crack open, and this is a natural-looking room. There is a little bit of a lip going around this, let's say 3-zone sized room. However, I say a lip because in the center of this room is a yawning, vertiginous drop. The walls recede into darkness. They are wet and porous, slick with lichen. The path of this lip, threatens to crumble away.
Sorry, it's circular again.
Yeah, I would. Let's roughly circular. How about I draw it again, then we can fix it in post or whatever. Something like, it's probably. I mean, it's dark, and technically you don't have a light source, but just bear with me here. Something like this, right? And etc. etc. Does that help?
Yeah.
You are not alone. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I was going to point out also you are not alone in here. There are some inhabitants. There are a sextet, maybe a squadron. What do you call the collective noun of bats? Squadron of bats?
Hang
of bats, yeah. There are a hang of bats at rest and at ease on the top part of this chamber on the ceiling.
Like regular sized bats?
Yep. Standard
colony. Nothing
just
so
colony?
not
no parliament.
Nothing so poetic.
Yeah. Okay. What do you call those? The grouponyms? I don't know.
Collective nouns.
Thank you. Collective nouns.
Like a Parliament of Owls.
Yeah. I know Parliament of Owls is like the classic one.
Murder of Crows.
Okay. Yeah, you would think the flying mammal would get a cool one, but sorry. Let's. Yeah, we're animal posting. I think we can. I would be willing to say that there is something curious about this yawning chasm in the dark. I think that along no discernible patterned interval, the chasm is pitted with shadowed doorways. their size, construction, distance from each other, all vary wildly. Some appear possibly open, given the distance from the surface.
How many uses on my dungeoneering kit do I still have? No, I don't have any uses on my dungeoneering kit left. Does anyone have a dungeoneering kit? Do you want to
I
try
have
and
one use left. Yeah.
rope our way round?
Sure. I think
I
that's
just-
smart.
I think Eric described the lip as crumbly and possibly prone to.
Mhm.
I'm happy to pathfind as long as I'm roped up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You wouldn't want to join the bonfire of torchbearers down at the bottom.
No.
I'll mark my last engineering toolkit and produce a rope.
Cool.
Very cool. There is no discernible bottom,
Yeah.
or at least you've the crumble of the rock. You have never heard a splash or anything.
Yeah.
So it was very, very, very far down, as far as you can tell.
Cool. Armed with that knowledge, I will very carefully pick my way around the lip. Can we tell approximately where the exits leaving this space are?
Yeah, I think you can probably flag that the closest one is 20 feet down on the eastern side.
Oh, right, it's down. I was picturing leading off from this
Oh yeah,
lip.
no. They are in the pit, right? Like staring down in the pit, like a spiral, like an invert. Yeah. As far as you can tell, there are no exits on this surface, quote unquote, surface level.
That's
rim.
nice. Cool. Does it go up?
No, it's domed, and that's where the bats live.
Okay, cool.
So still rope, but we might not be going around the other side as much as finding a way down.
Yeah. Nabushar is going to work his way down to the nearest.
Yeah, so that's 20 feet to the east, and there is a threshold. It is not currently open. However, you can see that it is sort of like a pile of bone that you kind of have to move over. But how about we quickly go to a quick break and then come back and just take our break now.
That's good.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some water.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking,
Mm-hmm.
what if this cave is the origin story for a giant terracotta Batman?
I'm gonna need more details.
Well, a giant terracotta mum and dad went for a place called Crime Alley and got shot.
Tragic.
The young child terracotta warrior ran to Talan and fell into this cave. And the bats that are roosting above us scared it so much that it started wearing a cape.
Okay.
Sound likely? And now
Definitely.
it ventures forth to beat up, other giant terracotta people, criminals mostly. And
Yes.
one or two of their pets, their exotic terracotta pets, have escaped. One is a lion, one is a rock, and one was a human.
I hope Eric hears this in editing.
Are you calling Eric a big stinky bum bum and hoping he hears it in editing?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Goes without saying.
Yes. We've already. I just realized we're climbing. We're on the second level, climbing down to the third. Oh, we might be ending up where the centipede came from. I just realized as I'm looking at.
How high? What sort of elevation difference was there between this level and centipede level?
I mean,
That
Eric
was-
isn't here to answer us.
Eric gave us a distance in Imperial, which is all just like magic money until I like actually sit down and do magic, do
Yeah.
the calculations.
Eric said 30 feet, which would be like a
Oh, that's
three-story
not bad.
house.
Well, right. So 20 foot down is that's legitimately the very very nearly.
Yeah. I think it was 30 feet, if I remember right.
Okay. If I recall correctly, Lewis, Nabushar has acrobatics, right? As a talent.
Let me double check. It's been a while.
Or athletics?
Athletics.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
not acrobatics,
that's fine.
yeah.
That's fine. I think that covers. This came up a while ago, and we think that doesn't cover bashing doors, but I think that covers traversing related questions.
Yeah,
and you've climbed
where
before.
where it's purely a question of strength, and it's difficult to conceive of how
A sport.
one could add skill or
Yeah, to bashing down the door.
Yeah.
But instead
Yeah.
here, I think it's pretty obvious. Yeah, climbing down, rappelling, I think might be the word. Splunking? I'm not sure. Yeah, you're capable here. With time, tools, and training, I don't think we need a roll necessary for you to get down that 20 feet to this threshold that has all this like, it's bone, but it's been like smushed down, right? Like calcified, like a calcified wall.
Yeah.
A poorly designed ossuary.
Like the French, the Parisian catacombs, if they'd been like subjected to like chronic damp and
and designed by someone with ADHD or something. There's not. It's like kind of haphazardly crushed together, skulls and bone matter that sort of formed a wall, a blockage, right?
it's on the eastern side, you said.
Yeah, it's almost like it's in fact, it's almost as though this is more like a blockage than a trident like closure or wall, right? Of bones.
Can I like try and poke a hole in it with my staff?
Yeah, for sure. It begins to give way. You'll have to rattle on it. Yeah, but
Sweep the detritus into the seemingly bottomless chasm.
So, but let me rather than like hard committing to it, which you totally can do still, but I'll just point out that I haven't pointed out the other points of interest, right? There is another entrance on the other side, or I guess maybe we're on the eastern side, right? 20 feet down on the east. There is a passageway, or a doorway cut into the rock, 60 feet down on the southern side, so this would be like the 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That doorway though is shut, right? Not opened. But then I would point out near that one on the southwest 70 feet, so like 10 feet diagonal down from that door, there is the remnants of a bridge that has fallen away into the pit. However, there is still sort of like the threshold on that southwestern side, 70 feet south, down from the surface. what's beyond that threshold. It's not a door or anything, but it's open. But whatever that is remains a unknown thing. And then I would point out as well that your torchlight and stuff does not reveal further than that. Even then, like 70 feet, I'm being very lenient here. But I will say that there are additional points of interest below, but I won't tell you what or anything unless we wanted to explore. Right? But I think
Cool.
I've already given you a plethora of options to choose from now. What you want to do?
I mean, I'm here now. I want to clear the bones away.
Sure.
And
Are you notifying your companions above, like, hey, there's some sort of bone thing above, or down here, I'm gonna break it open? Like, are you?
I'm getting "Don't shout in this space" vibes.
Yeah, that's kind of okay. Cool. Yep.
With the bats.
Okay. Right. Okay. So you're trying to do this discreetly. Okay. So I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discreetly is the right.
I think there's a question of whether or not this upsets the bats, or like I will roll the encounter chest of the bats based on your deafness. So let's do an agility test. Again, this is not to get in. This is the question of whether this is loud enough that it alerts bats, right?
So 2d10 K L 1.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for lower than my fuse or my agility.
Agility, I think. Because
Perfect.
this is a fine.
Equal to or lower.
Yeah, equal to or lower is okay here. Brilliant. Okay, we don't need to worry about the roosting bats. Okay, this gives way. Yes, there is a passage. That's the best I could describe it. The passage carries on and leads somewhere. It carries, like, it continues on, right? Like, I should say, like, it opens into ostensibly more bone. This bone is stacked high with more bones is probably what I can give you from your vantage point.
Yeah.
It is a sense of, I think you wouldn't be far off to assume that yes, this is some sort of ossuary. It's serving ossuary.
Dope. I mean, I'll like stage whisper up to them, because we all know if you speak loudly but as if you're whispering, it's quieter and less likely to disturb the people that you don't want to disturb.
Oh yeah.
Seems to be an ossuary. Leads off east. I can't tell. There's and then inform them that I can see further. I mean, it's quite possible that this all connects up to like a system that then just all these are connected behind the scenes. But yeah, we won't know without exploring.
Let us tie off the rope and come down and join you.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Agreed. Is there something we can tie it to? I mean, we could always tie it to the giant, but that feels a bit too far away. So
I mean, it depends how. Did we pull a rope or did we pull climbing gear?
I would allow for climbing gear. I'm not going to be like, oh, sorry. No, I think there's enough leeway here, problem solving, that you can.
Yeah, and then.
So we're gonna.
We're not going west from this point, so I guess we'll go east.
Yeah.
So the rest of the group's gonna come along and then help go down the ropes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the rest of the troop, the group is not trained in climbing here, so I will require checks from everybody with advantage because you have your tools. Danger here again is like a conditional success problem, not like, hey, you're gonna fall to your death problem. The threat range includes loss of an item that falls, or some kind of conditional injury. If that's cool with y'all.
Yeah. Is this agility then, or is this fuse? I missed it.
Oh, I think I would let you roll whichever one you want.
Okay.
Because you're just going down 20 feet. I don't know. You can kind of like strength going down 20 feet. You know, if you're strong enough. Normally,
Yeah.
I would say probably it would be agility. Gun to my head, has to pick one. But I think you could use your best between the two. I don't think that's.
It's one of those things. It's like, do you just hand over hand your way down
Yeah.
the rope, or do you like pick handholds and
Yeah, exactly. Right. There's
dance your way
either one.
down pace?
Mhm.
Oh hell yeah. Yep. Didn't really expect Hanno to lose it here.
Okay.
Someone needs to roll for Malira. They will need help.
And
Mm.
Malira doesn't have. At least if she has stats, they're not written down.
No, they
right,
wouldn't
it's
have-
loyalty. Right.
Oh right, that would just be loyalty. Oh, that's odd.
That'd
Just
be 3.
just roll a 50. Is a 50-50 fair? Okay.
Up
I mean,
to
if
loyalty
it's
or
things
50-50.
like six in the stat, that's more than fair. Well, no,
No, how about this? I think how about your failure is we have to test they can climb down, but they test their loyalty, right?
Okay.
Or it's their turns to go, but let's, as your consequence to failure, let's test their loyalty.
They
Hey.
are loyal.
Okay, hell yeah. All right,
they
Malira.
learn from your mistakes and
Well done. Nice. Good roll. Yeah, for sure. So they will carry Sully forth. So that's everybody, yeah?
I think so.
Grand.
Does anything happen other than loyalty as a result of my failure?
No, I think the consequence to failure is actually that's a good dovetail. Is that we
Okay.
there's a Malira could have been like absolutely fucking not. So, you know, I'm not falling down this pit kind of thing. So no, we're good. Okay, very well. Let's describe the room that we are in. So this is, again, an ossuary. It is stacked high with gray, brown bones. Many have collapsed across the once tiled floor. The air in this chamber is musty, heavy with decay. The eastern wall extends maybe one zone width, out from where you're coming from. So you can imagine there's maybe like a 5-foot corridor into a zone size square ossuary room. Anyways, that eastern sided wall is not made of stone. It is a giant stack of skulls. I say skulls as in it's not just human. Birds, lions, men, and things you don't know. Animals or stranger creatures.
Is there any sign that there's some sort of creature living in here? I mean, I know that
No, there isn't.
Nabushar did
The-
unseal it. So
What I would say, let's see, both of you are pretty religious. You have a
Mhm.
bad sense, you have a bad feeling about the bones here. This place is weird, like capital W weird, like this, yeah. In the way that a fighter knows that an ambush could be present with the hairs on the back of their neck standing up, your souls are like, the hair on the back of the neck of your soul is like, this ain't right.
Okay.
half of this place has been oddly comforting, seeing all these inscriptions of bells and
Mm-hmm.
other marks of our faith
Yes.
in all of these various chambers. But this place, this is different.
Indeed. You think that I think the thought that both of you independently arrive at is that this place takes care of itself. This chamber. You don't know what that means, but I think that is the truth.
Sorry, is this a chamber or like a passage?
Sorry, there is maybe like a half a zone worth of a passage into a chamber, into a zone size chamber of 3 sides of the zone are stone. The eastern wall is a wall of bone of skulls of different creatures, including birds, lion, men, and other strange creatures. If the other room was like 3 zones in size, this is, if that helps. So I think you maybe drew this a little too big for what we're looking at. And also it is a
this
yeah.
chamber.
This place is also a hewn stone, not natural cave.
So the obvious thing to do with the trap is to put your bare hand on it, right?
Definitely.
I would like try and break the skulls or something, but I don't really want to make a loud noise this close to the main chasm. So I think I am going to get up close to it and try and pull out a skull or two.
Okay. You alas pour Yorick a miscellaneous skull from the wall as it collapses, revealing a tunnel mouth sloping upwards. So all of you step back as the skulls, each individual one ostensibly load-bearing, gives way. You have solved my puzzle. There is a natural cave sloping up gently upwards to the east.
Nice.
Then let's just press on.
Yeah, agreed.
They're good skulls.
Thank you.
Okay. We press on and we will arrive. So we press on for maybe like 2 zones before, and let me do a classic check. Nothing to report.
10-foot widey sort of tunnel?
Yeah, it's about the width of the room, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
So maybe like 25, 30 feet wide, yeah. All right, 2 zones of distance goes on before we reach a fork. In the darkness, to our south, there is a hewn stairwell going up.
Same width as the passage?
No, it is single file.
Cool.
The passage then continues ostensibly to the east otherwise. So those are your 2 options.
Right, okay. So where's the stairs leading from? Like one of the sides?
Like just in this tunnel, yeah, to the southern wall here, there is sort of a 5-foot wide like a branch here.
Sick.
This whole chamber, while it is a cave and empty, it does sort of reek of a rank putridity, right? Like, we are dealing with bones and death, and in a begotten time, I don't think your senses are very happy with what you're smelling and sensing, right? And this natural stone stairwell offers no clemency in that respect.
We are in the charnel grounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rather than try and hop about onto another level, I think it would make mapping probably easier if we stuck to the main passage.
This goes up, right? So I don't... Okay.
The whole passage goes up. And then the stairs go up.
I kind of want to follow the passage personally and come back for the stairs later.
Cool.
Okay.
Down with that.
The passage will snake onwards easterly. It continues for at least 10 minutes. Do we want to continue?
What sort of time are we looking at in world, Eric?
It's probably been somewhere between half an hour to an hour. Excuse me. Let's say 45 minutes fast, more or less.
Okay. Because if this gets us like clear of the tell,
Yeah, I think that's
This might be-
probably your hunch.
this might be a good way to escape the rocks that are very pissed off at us. If we can escape the tell far enough away that they can't necessarily easily see us.
Well, it depends on how you have to gamble how far you want to go. I cut you off, Cody. What do you want to say?
I was just going to say, sounds like a good idea to me.
I mean, we do have time to keep exploring, but yeah, the longer we
Reasonable.
spend exploring, the less time we have to resolve our we're in the tell at nighttime problem.
For sure.
I mean, I do think if we went back to that like church area, that might be our safest place if we had to spend the night in the tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay. So cool, fun times. Your instincts are incredibly correct. So you spent 10 minutes and you're definitely beyond the reach of the tell. And so you're like, okay, well, let's just see where this goes, right? So we will extinguish the torch, or the remaining bit of light here, as we have traveled for like almost an hour before we will reach the tawny sunset of the day. It's 7, so maybe maybe it's not tawny. But the sun is definitely lower than it was high. We are looking at emerging from a abandoned, so there's no lion around, but an old lion den. You try to get your bearings from the sun in the sky. You're somewhere relatively near Lamb's Blood. This is some sort of abandoned lion, once lion's dead. You're north of Lamb's Blood, I suppose, would be the best way to put it in terms of the regional map. But yes, you have found another way into Telharn through this exit. There are no rocks pursuing you or anything, as you emerge. I think this is a very safe way to exit. I don't think the rocks would think that you'd be coming out this way, right? I don't think they even know about this.
dope. I think we
Great.
want to continue on to Lamb's Blood then,
That was
considering it's taken an hour to.
That was going to be my next question, but yeah, we're approaching somewhere in the realm of like 7 o'clock in game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit beyond 7.
Lamb's Blood this is.
Nice. Wow, how fortuitous and how lucky and how skilled you all are.
Yeah.
Very cool. Cool. So welcome back to Lamb's Blood. Nothing to immediately report here. I know we also can probably think about winding down for the session today, but if there's anything we wanted to do in Lamb's Blood per se, I am game. But otherwise, we can probably talk about XP.
Just liquidating loot and maybe re-upping on equipment and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. I will roll a check. As long as I don't get an 8, 9, or 10, there is a trader here. Yeah, we're clear. Okay, because the other trader has left, but now a new trader has arrived. So I was just kind of wondering if there would be, sorry, let me reiterate. It's the same day. So I guess the trader hasn't left today. So it's the same trader from before. Okay, so I guess they're going to leave tomorrow.
Okay.
So yes, refilling up your provisions, your rations, your dungeoneering kits. I think that's pretty easy to do. Let's talk about selling stuff though, because I don't know whether or not they're going to take some of your goods. Like we flagged some goods need to go to Quran of the Spear, right? Like you do know that, right? I did say that. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
So, in the room where we found the human mask, we pried some gems, I believe sapphires, out of the walls.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's the sort of thing that a trader might be quite interested in.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. I think we're in this situation, going back to, think about Morrowind or Skyrim. I think the trader doesn't have enough wealth for the things that you want to sell to them, right? Would you be willing to take a loss on some of this like total gear that you're selling it to basically buy out what they have willing in terms of ink?
Well, I mean, I think we also want to re-up on stuff, right? So there could be a little bit of like straight up barter.
Oh yeah. There definitely will be barter. However, I'm pretty sure you have more in terms of wealth of goods than they have ink willing to give to you. Considering this is a trader, now ostensibly they in Lamb's Blood. Now they are leaving Quran with like a lot of their goods, right? Heading south to not really return. I just don't think that maybe they have anything. Like they don't sell like the gold masks. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff is probably.
I mean, I think the masks we want to keep for utility.
Sure.
We're confident we don't need them.
Uh-huh.
More or less the end of this adventure, I guess. But like certainly the jewels, like if we can. One thing I want is a bow, a long bow, because I actually have much better agility than I do skews. Not that it comes into it, but
all right,
that would be useful.
They do not have a longbow.
Okay. I would like to re-up my dungeoneering kit.
Yeah, you can re-up your dungeoneering kits. You can imagine that's a bunch of miscellaneous provisions, right? Oh, you want to know the rules for that?
Yeah, because I think we established it's cheaper to re-up an existing one that's completely used up than it is to buy one from scratch.
Can I defer to you, Spencer? Do you know what that is offhand?
Not offhand, but I have a book here.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to find it in the equipment section or something.
Here we are. You can sell for half. Where's repairing?
My gut would be you could probably get it you could buy for half. If we don't find an answer, I would say you can buy it for half.
I like say if it's like 15, I would be more than happy to pay 10. I just
I found it.
Yep. Ooh.
So if all dots are filled, the item is destroyed or depleted. Weapons and armor can be fully repaired for a quarter of their original price. So it was a quarter.
But that's weapons, so doesn't include kits.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't know. I like the idea that kits get honored. To me, that intrinsically makes sense that the kit can be repaired for a quarter.
I mean, I'm not all that fussed either. Like it's one of those things. It's like the difference between repairing something, like the difference between armor and a kit is that you're using parts of the ones that used.
So it sounds like we have to make a ruling for the kit. So in fact, it's not half. It's not a quarter. It's half.
Half for the kits. Okay.
Well, we'll honor the rules for weapons and armor as a quarter, but for kits, it's half.
Yeah, because we need holding material for the kits.
I presently only have one ink, so I will need to liquidate some of my share.
Sure. Well, we had the sapphires, right?
Yeah, what's the value of the sapphires?
And
how many do you have? They're on
15 ink.
Do we have a character sheet for
the sapphires sell for 15 ink?
Cool.
I have a lapis lazuli.
Sword.
A helmet mask. Bat-like arrowheads. A rock mask. I don't think we want to sell the masks. I also.
You have that massive sword.
About the massive sword. The 2 puzzle boxes. We don't have a warlock. We could sell them. I don't know how much. I don't know if that's
this person.
A good idea.
Yeshua, what's her name? Will not buy the puzzle boxes. She will spit and be like, "I'm not bringing that shit with me down to the south."
I feel like a trip to the Big Smokes is in order. So this really just needs to be like a re-up on things that we need, and then we can.
So Luke,
Yeah, I'm actually running pretty low. Like,
so Lucas Yish is her name.
Malira is actually running pretty low on space. She only has 2 slots left. So,
I mean, do we want to make a trip to the city the first thing we do next session?
I'm totally into that.
Cool.
Mhm.
So yeah, in this time, because I would still like to get a bow, and I'm not getting one here apparently. Yeah. In fact, I mean, I don't even need to replenish my dungeoneering kit right now, because if we're going to the city, I don't imagine. I suppose we might encounter things that we need a dungeoneering kit on the road, but
yeah, fair enough.
So
there is like a lore related thing I will point out. On the map to the town, there is on the map there's a thing called the Lord's Path, right? Now Lamb's Blood is not on the Lord's Path, but if you travel on the Lord's Path, you will not have encounters.
Right.
It is sort of like a blessing of the stones, right, on the path, that you will not have like negative. You know what I mean? Like you won't get attacked by a monster.
So it might be a bit longer to go to the Lord's Path and just go to the east, but it's probably safer.
Correct. And
either way, it's probably a day's journey.
It is the path that most merchants do. So like again, like this one going to Lamb's Blood is pretty like particular. But like yeah, so that is a known thing. Like that it's not even like a prayer. It's like the Lord's Path goes back to the ancient days where Quran was the great epicenter of trade and things and power and prestige, and each stone has been runically guarded so that walking on this path means it's you're protected,
warded
exactly.
I spent a few drops to re-up torches and my dungeoneering kit.
Yep, that all sounds very reasonable for something that trader would have. But yeah, unfortunately, I rolled and there was no longbow, which would probably also preclude several other specific weapons, which kind of also makes sense.
Yeah. That's a very specialized weapon.
Specialized weapons out of the question, but I imagine probably a hunting bow, arrows, maybe a sword or two, nothing special.
And I imagine by longbow as well. If we're I'm possibly imagining more like a reflex composite bow in this context.
Right. Honestly, I would imagine that Seleucus-ish, the woman trader that you're working with, they might even posit to you being like, listen, I'm heading to Yurton tomorrow morning. Do you want to come with? I will take you on as guards, you seem pretty capable folk, whatever. I'd be happy to use the company.
Is it on route?
No, it's the opposite.
Oh, right, okay.
They're going to Yurton, but that's not far. That is still a larger town than Lamb's Blood.
Absolutely. Seleucus-ish has basically sold out her stake in Quran of the Spear and is heading south towards Mirsa's Well to better pastures. She has nothing but bad things to say about Quran of the Spear. The place is gripped in a frenetic, devotional mindset. Everyone thinks that the world's ending, and frankly, they're probably right. I need to get out of here. And they are, you know what I mean? That's the sort of doomed mindset that's going on right now. This line is obviously seen as a great harbinger of this sort of doom that's been alluded to. So they're like, let's get out while we still can. So they are leaving that way. Now, they won't not trade with, while they have no love for Quran of the Spear, they're not going to go back with you to Quran of the Spear, right? They're not going to also not trade with you if you choose to stick around and go to Quran of the Spear, right? Nor will they stop trading with you because you won't go with them to Yurton. They're just being friendly in a way, being hey, listen, I don't know what your plans are, but if you're free, if you want to come with me and chum along to Yurton, I'm happy to go with you.
I don't really want to go to Yerton because if we can't find a specialist buyer for coins or whatever, then we'll have to go to Kohan of the Spear anyway.
Fair.
So we might as well just bite the bullet.
Fair enough. Also, we are not going to be, or I should say, maybe you all are not going to avoid the conversations with the other locals of the place. For example, remember there's sort of like a language problem barrier, and the trader, so Lucas is actually sort of like posits and sits in as a little bit as the interpreter for you, because their common speak is not the best, because they speak their own sort of local Hirkosi. That's Yeshua Het, or Uet, U-E-T-T, the head woman of Lamb's Blood. She has recognized, as you guys are trading with Seleucus Yish, that you have returned from Talarn again, alive. So they demand to know if you have heard anything from, about their daughter.
Kabaras grimly says, "Nothing for sure. We found some bodies, but none of them were her. I don't think any of them were affiliated with her."
Sorry, just the reaction to you saying this, right? Like, Ued is like gives off a sigh, but like there's nothing that seems that should dispel her hope, right? Like when you say this. So
yeah, it's basically no news yet, functionally speaking. We've been looking, but
she looks to the other two. I know you're speaking for the group, but is the expressions for the other two hopeful, forlorn? Like, what's your wager that her daughter's alive now that you've been to Talarn? You know what I mean? What's your verse? What do you hide, and like what do you present to this head woman, or in terms of your vibe? You don't even have to say anything. She's just kind of scanning you for either confirming what Kabaras is speaking with or deferring, right? So either Hanno or Nabushar.
That she's probably been eaten by a rock or a giant centipede or a lion or a baboon, or there's a lot of things that could eat her. So right. I'm doing the whole solemn thing, like
yeah. Great. Lewis, what do you think Nabushar's doing? Sick. Okay. I don't know. Maybe Lewis is AFK.
Kabaras says he's going to end, though, saying, "We found signs of someone alive, but we haven't been able to find them yet. It's the place is a maze."
You give her hope.
I'm gonna give her like just a breadcrumb of hope. There we go.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Oh, there you go. Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, I don't know how much you heard of what's
literally nothing. Literally fucking nothing.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely dead as far as Nabushar.
Okay.
This place is claimed, like, he's seen the bodies of his predecessor and other adventuring parties. It's like, spoiled child of some village leader, dead.
Yeah.
He doesn't say it, but
right. But it's
definitely thinking it.
Yeah, exactly. You're thinking it. It's tough to like not show that on your face. But I think Kabaras, she listens to you because you're the one who's proffering hope, right? Now, if you're wrong, you can imagine this is going to be bad, but don't be wrong.
It's fine. I didn't promise anything.
No.
I'm sure that the grief is always completely logical.
Yeah, dude, for sure. If there's one thing I personally know about grief is that it is extremely logical. So that makes sense. It's very
look. if we find the body, we can always weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
She's fine. She's just going to university now or this town by.
Yeah, she's just sleeping. She's sleeping it off. Okay, brilliant. I think the head woman's satisfied with your assessment, and the fact that you're really not skipping town as well is nice. As far as she can tell.
Who has the retainers inventory? Could they mark off one of the sapphires I've spent to re-up my dungeoneering kit and stuff?
Yeah, the sapphire has been traded.
Yeah.
I haven't actually sold the sword or the lapis lazuli yet.
Yeah. She will not buy the sword. She's like, I don't. That's gonna be so fucking heavy to bring like south for a good. But she does tell you. She does give you a name in Quran to sell to, if that helps, right? Malruk.
Nice.
Okay, let me write that down.
Yeah, she's like, oh, but I know someone named Malruk who collects that kind of stuff, right? They'll be they would probably get that, give you a fair price for it. I don't know how much my name is worth, now that I've left Quran, but she's trying to help.
Yeah, I kind of like, if we're not traveling with her, I'm gonna actually I want to hear all about what's happening in Quran. So I might spend the day trying to
spill the tea, girl.
Like we'll exchange stories. She tells me stories of the city, I tell her stories of the tell.
Oh, okay. I like that. Right. So, I'm obviously, me as a GM, I don't have like the latest vibe tea for you at this second, but how about I can get back to you with what they give you next time? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll have to go look it up. There is like a there is an actual book on Quran of the Spear, so like I just haven't read it as far as what the latest is there, but
sure.
Rest assured there's actual information to glean. There's actually a dungeon in Quran of the Spear, if you can believe it, if you're interested.
That's kind of awesome, and yes, I am.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, so we'll just put a pin in that, and I will get back to you next time with results. What's going on in Quran is going in my notes. Okay. But yeah, it's not good, right? I can't give you the specifics right now, but the general gist again is things are not very good right now. The leaders again are not doing a good job. So that's like Ataxes of Megid, right? He is the governor.
Mm-hmm.
He is the general gist is that any day some of the merchant houses from Titanport will be bringing up their dignitaries and sort of like usurping control of this area from Ataxes, as his control kind of is precipitously evaporating. He can't control the lion, like we can't find the problem with this stuff. The people are turning to desperation. They're trying to go to the Temple of Bells for help. They just think that this, when the South wants to come up here and take over the valley, like that's just going to be it. Ataxes isn't going to save them. He's old as hell. Like, he stopped the Black Host, but what can a 70-year-old man do? That kind of stuff, right? That's kind of where things are.
So he's desperate and will do anything, pay anything for help. Got it.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds like a quest giver.
The silver lining. Yeah. Okay. So that's sort of like the spirit of what's going on right now. But there's probably actual specifics, but I'll just have to glean the book for those. In the meantime, though, is there anything else we should do before we wrap up today?
You said she wouldn't buy the sword, but she would.
Right.
But you didn't mention the gem, or I.
Yeah,
So I
gems.
have
They will
a
definitely buy
gem
gems.
separate from. So I have a great. Correct me if my inventory is wrong. In my inventory is listed a great sword decorated with lapis lazuli, and separately I also have a lapis lazuli.
Yeah, I remember there's a perfect square of lapis lazuli.
Yeah.
There was something that came out of a thing that we luck rolled at the bottom of the cairn on the top of the tell.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll try to sell the gem itself, just by itself, then to her.
Sounds good to me. Okay, that's worth 6.
6
ink.
Yeah. All right. That is sold.
I assume that identifying stuff would be, we would need to go to the city for that.
Yeah, for sure. They, Seleucus Yish would not be able to help you. She would point out, though, that she does know that Marble Eyes at Pickbone Mound would be willing to identify things for you. However, tread carefully with them. They are a warlock of considerable power.
Yeah.
Marble Eyes, you said?
Yes. That is the name of the warlock denizen of Pickbone Mound.
Okay.
In fact, if you contract any, she would also mention that this is a story, right? That they will tell you that she knew a tomb robber in the tell in Quran of the Spear, the necropolis of Quran itself, that contracted some sort of ghoul fever, mummy rot type disorder, and they were fixed by Marble Eyes.
Oh, cool.
He knows the secrets of vitamin C.
Yeah. Anti-scurvy technology. The legends are true.
Perfect. I've written that down. So that is a helpful warlock. Hopefully. Rumors of a helpful warlock.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Lewis mentioned XP as well. We should definitely do that.
Yep.
It's so sick. I'm so surprised. Like, you didn't have to go down this specific way, and you found the way out. Sorry, like it's honestly awesome. You all have adventured very well.
Here we are.
Pure skill, no luck involved.
Yeah, pure skill, 100%.
Yep. Question 1: did we find any treasure?
This session?
Yeah,
no.
We did. We found some. I don't know how much we procured with us.
We got a double handful of coins, which was like the first die.
Yeah, so it's a first die worth of treasure at least.
Okay, so D4.
There were gold masks we didn't grab. Yeah, like there were some bells we didn't take, some masks we didn't grab.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we encountered and decided to save for later.
Correct. So, but with us was a D4.
There's a lot of precious metals of questionable in-world value, right?
Yeah. We didn't speak about it exactly. So we're saying that today was 100, less than 100 drops. So we're gonna D4 for that. We didn't say this was a short-term goal, but I think evading the rocks and getting out back to Lamb's Blood should count. That suffices.
It was definitely on our minds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't reset one after getting to the second level, did we?
No.
But I think that was...
No, we didn't.
Definitely
we brought this up
about it as a short-term goal during the session, just by like, what are we doing? How are we doing? We're sleeping here. We staying.
Yeah, exactly. So I would let's constitute that as a success. So you're getting a D6 at least for that part. Did we learn anything useful about the world?
No, we can't double dip. I was going to say, we learned that there's an exit to the tunnel really near to Lamb's Blood, but I think that's double dipping the previous.
I think that terracotta giant is going to turn out to be useful at some point, but that's sort of like
Yeah, I feel like we got lore. Like there were these giants, the king's cave, the giants subjugated the beasts. The kings subjugated the giants.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe there's a piece to the Eric is probably in a better position to say if there's a piece of the puzzle that we need before we can call that useful knowledge gained, or whether.
No. There's something that I would like to point. I think that was very useful, and if in fact the point about the useful knowledge gained, Hanno correctly ascertained the nature of that dead guardian with the bone iron
With it being
body
a
thing,
giant.
and like using that and applying your knowledge there for sure. You got that.
Yeah, that was a very good call.
Yeah. Cool. Again, I don't think we've done a lot with the faction NPC stuff, but that will come in time. And no death's
next
door.
session.
Yeah. next session, the shopping session. No death's door today. But we did have that tense thing with a centipede that didn't pan out. I rolled, it was 4 turns away, and then after the end of the 4 turns, I rolled its reaction status, and it was no longer interested in you. Is what I rolled. So you are.
I mean, real talk. I feel like the Death's Door XP is more of a consolation prize.
Yeah, for real.
Like, if we get to the end of the session, we haven't earned that one. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Don't feel like I lost out.
The last thing is between the 3 of you, who gets the MVP additional XP, and then who rolls the dice.
I would say Nabushar was like going first most of the time. Climbed.
I don't think he contributed particularly much. I think Hanno. I think like Eric was saying, Hanno was like the one that made that connection with the. I didn't get that. I was like, okay, it's like a terracotta warrior, like. But yeah, yeah. I don't think Nabushar did it this week. I think he's definitely been more active and more contributory in previous sessions. In this session, he was just like resetting after being shook.
To be honest, I don't think we really did much this session. Like it was.
We did some poking around, and we were very cautious.
Yeah, it was,
we got a lot done, but nobody was like head and shoulders above anyone else. I don't think.
Yeah, we explored. By my count, we explored maybe like generously 7 rooms today. Maybe 8 if you include the hallways.
Yeah, we were quite conservative. I mean, we also got out, but I don't think anyone can take credit for having got us out. That was just luck that we happened to follow.
Yeah, basically.
Consecutively, like 6 choices in a row, which direction we going, and we ended up choosing the one that got us out.
Yeah.
The Rock is the MVP.
Yeah, okay, we vote for the Rock. I mean, that's fine. There doesn't have to be an MVP today. And I think that's probably honest, and which means I guess I roll the XP.
Okay, yeah.
I'm fine with that, and that sounds better than forcing somebody to be MVP.
Cool.
3 XP.
All right.
Cool.
And it's 5 times, so I level
5 times current level to level up again.
And then you reset and add the overflow to the next.
Yep.
Dope. Right, I'll need to decide what my level up is between this session and next.
I have also leveled.
I have not. I am already 3.
Yeah. No, you've leveled up last time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
Yeah, good
thanks
stuff
again.
though. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
thanks for tuning in. Lauren just unfortunately could not join us tonight, but happy to come back next time. And yeah, this is like a highlight of my week. I'm so glad to be back to playing with y'all. This is such a fun dungeon. It's a fun time my Thursdays.
Oh, I wanted to check how we were going to check up how we were feeling about how mapping was going. How is everyone feeling? Or do we want to continue mapping things ourselves, or do we want to find a different solution?
I mean, I'm happy doing the mapping. I find it difficult to take notations and map at the same time. So if someone wanted to take on notations, or if people are struggling with the quality of my mapping, I am more than happy to defer to someone else. It's jumping from style to style. Like I do the freehand in the drawing thing, because like if you're doing your regular shapes and then do shapes for other things, which looks a bit weird. It works in my brain, but if it's not working for other people, then
The map's legible to me. But yeah, sure. One of us can do the notations next session if you want.
Okay,
Nice.
let's try that.
Cool.
I'm having a difficult time sort of simultaneously listening in on what Eric is describing while also trying to look at the map as it's being drawn and all of that. But I'm good to keep doing it.
Sure. Look, it's
yeah. If there's a thing you would prefer, let me know. I'm fine with that. I'm happy to do the mapping on the assumption that no one else wants to do it. But if there's a better solution anyone wants to propose, I'm not married to mapping either.
Same. I could always continue to do sort of like that sort of preliminary, like here's the rough whiteboard sketch, right? And then we can fill it in later.
That helps me with my mapping.
Yeah.
Reminds me of how I
might
kind of
help
do
me, but I'm
stuff
not
in
sure.
person in those rare events where you're playing with just like the piezo whiteboard grid.
God, it's been so long since I played an RPG in actual physical meat space.
I know. I'm thinking about like 5 years ago of like what that looks like, and like that's
Yeah.
what I would use. I use that laminated piezo grid square and just and a white one of those dry erase markers just to do this kind of shit. So like I'm super my happy place.
Uses a Sharpie on it and you can never get it
Oh
off.
yeah, God. Oh no, the horror, right? Yeah, but I mean, it's my happy space to draw like the impressionistic zone of the area while I describe things. But I've been liking when one of you, I guess you, Lewis, to go back in and then like clean it up and make it look better and stuff. It's good. It makes it consistent with the rest of the drawing style. All right, cool. But listen, it's an ongoing conversation. Whatever, if we want to change things, we can. We're not slaves to tools. They serve us.
Yeah, I'll keep doing it until someone says, "Hey, I'd like to try doing X."
For sure.
And the moment someone says, "I'd like to do X," I'm fine with us to do X. But until then, I'll keep doing.
All right. Well, then thanks for playing, everybody. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for running.
Cheers.
Cheers.